Welcome to the Exponential Performance Coaching online training system for the Speight's Coast to Coast. My name's Matty Graham, and over the next 6 months I'm going to be your personal coach and sports science advisor as you train and prepare for the Coast to Coast. Now, just a quick note, if you haven't already clicked on the link below and gone over to Training Peaks to sign up for your first free month of training for the month of August, do so now. Just go over there, go to the Buy Now option, hit Buy Now and enter the discount code EPC, and that training program will get loaded onto your Training Peaks account for free. If you don't have a Training Peaks account, no problem, just follow the prompts when you sign up and you'll get your free Training Peaks account along with that. Now, what I wanted to talk today about is, for the month of August, what is our training going to focus on and where do we need to go from here? We've got time up our sleeve before the Coast to Coast, but what we want to do is start taking the appropriate steps now so that we can progress through to our goal in Feb. So, what we need to do is sit down and have a little bit of a review of ourselves, one, of our skills, but two, also of our fitness. So we need to establish a baseline. Once we've got that baseline sorted, then we can start taking those appropriate training steps. So what are we going to review? First, we need to review our skills. Okay, this is the time of year we need to work on our skills, so we need to know what skills to work on. So let's have a think about the three main disciplines: kayaking, running and cycling. So for the kayak, have you got your grade 2 certificate yet? If you haven't, you can't even start thinking about training for the Coast to Coast now. If you don't have your grade 2 certificate, you can't do the race. So if you don't have a grade 2 certificate or you're not signed up on a course, this becomes your primary objective. Sign up for a course, get in touch with the instructor, get out there, get your grade 2 certificate signed off. Now with the grade 2 certificate, don't think about it as the piece of paper and that signature. That's just a small part of it. On your grade 2 course, you need to focus on learning and developing those skills required to paddle the WaiMac. If you just go after that piece of paper and go for the instructor that's going to sign it off without really giving you the full set of skills, then you're going to get into trouble come the river. When you actually get on the river, when it gets windy, when the rapids get big, when you're going into bluffs, you need to know the skills. They need to become second nature. So this is your primary objective. Get your grade 2 certificate and start working on getting those grade 2 skills up to scratch. Second thing with our kayak is the actual boat itself. Have you got a kayak all ready for the race, or do you still need to get one? You need a kayak that, one, you're comfortable in, and two, you can paddle in any conditions with stability wise. So get that kayak sorted, get those grade 2 skills sorted. If you can't get on the course just yet, make sure you're signed up for one and ask the instructor, what can I start doing right now so that when I do get on the course, I'm ready to go. So, two things: get your boat sorted, get that grade 2 certificate started. Now for the running, the major thing for the Coast to Coast is off-road running ability. Developing that proprioception, that feedback between your foot and your brain telling your foot what muscles to fire, what stabilizer muscles in the lower leg to fire, putting that foot where it needs to go in space. Now this is developed through getting off-road and getting used to that uneven terrain. And when I say off-road, I'm not talking about a couple of laps around the local park on the grass or the gravel track. I'm talking about off-road. Get out into the riverbeds, get out onto the rock wall around the harbour or around the estuary. The rougher, the better. So for the running, get out, work on those off-road skills. You don't need to be training hard at the moment, you just need to be developing those skills. Now for the cycling, at this stage of the game, cycling is not a huge focus for most people. The biggest thing you do need to focus on, however, is starting to develop your bunch riding skills. Join up with a local club or go out with some more experienced riders and start developing those bunch riding skills. Often people are very intimidated by big bunches of cyclists. So you need to get used to riding in there, predicting other people's movements, making your movements predictable was the biggest one, and developing those skills so that you can ride in that bunch in a safe, efficient manner. So now that we've reviewed those skills, what we need to put our focus on, now we need to think about our fitness. Now for your fitness, we're going to do a series of field tests. So this is going to test your running, kayaking and cycling performance, fitness performance, right now to see your baseline level. Then we're going to retest throughout the year as we progress your training. It's really important that we monitor this and see that your performance does improve. This goes missed in so many training programs. You'll start training, you'll get to your key event, you don't know if you're any better. Sure, you may feel better, but we don't know. So what we need to know is what your starting level is and if you are improving as you go. If you're not improving, something needs to change. If you're training and recovering properly, your performance should improve. So that's our key thing. Know our baseline and track our performance as we go. All of the field tests are over on Training Peaks, integrated into the training program. So just go over there, have a look, see what you need to do, go out and do them. Now, if the weather is really bad on the day that there's the programmed performance test to do, just hold off from doing it for that day and choose the next fine day that it comes through. This is really important because we want the conditions to be as similar as possible between performance tests so that it's a true reflection of our physiological performance rather than interrupted by the weather. So just have a play around with that, and over the month of August focus on getting all 3 tests done in the best possible conditions. So now that we know the skills that we need to work on, let's think about the training that we need to do for the month of August. This phase of your training is all about base endurance development and that skill development. This sort of training is done through long, steady, skill-focused training sessions. This is not the time that you're going to be going out there and hammering yourself with endless hills, intervals, massive long brick training sessions. If you train like this now, you're going to run out of steam before winter is even over and before summer even arrives. So what you need to do is pace yourself both physically and mentally through the training season. So start off now developing that training routine, slowly building your skills and your fitness as we go. Like I said, we've got time on our side, so don't rush out there, head into it and blow up before winter is even over. So steady is the name of the game at this stage, and specific, working on those specific skills that you're going to need for race day. That comes to our grade 2 kayaking skills, getting that certificate, working on those skills required, our running, off-road running skills, and our bunch cycling. Those 3 skills, that's what we need to focus on right now. Below, you'll also find a strength training program. Now this training program is an introductory training program to develop your base strength. It targets developing those ligaments and tendons so that you've got nice structurally sound joints, developing your core to hold you more stable in all of your movements, and all of this is geared around injury prevention for the future. So when we get into those training phases where you're training longer and you're training harder, your body is structurally sound to be able to withstand that training load without breaking down and becoming injured. So putting some work in the gym or at home with that strength training program now is going to pay dividends later on as you're going to be more injury free, more able to withstand a higher training load. So get into the gym and get cracking on that. Get out the door, start putting these steps in place early on so we get a good foundation that we can build on as we head towards our final goal of the coast to coast. Get out the door and get into it. We'll catch you later.